Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from southwestern Pennsylvania, and we're back to continue our playthrough of Empire Total War featuring Darthmod using the 40 unit saves version. And ahead of us, hopefully, we have a battle on land here, and it all hinges on our ability, as we discussed last time, in getting our army in Caracas over there, and we're going to see if we can't make that happen. In the process of doing that, I'm going to grab the little army that we have recruited over here and get them moving over this way. Let's get them loaded up. And let's send our navy over. And here's where we cross our fingers. Hopefully when they load not via a port, we still will have enough movement then. It doesn't eat up enough movement not to get over here. It's been a while since I've tried this and done this, so this is a big unknown for me, and we're about to find out if it'll work for us. So let's get in here and grab our army. It's not as big as I was hoping, but yeah, we should, especially with the two we brought over, we should be competent enough to be able to make this happen. Before I move them out, okay, the public order should be fine even by moving all of them out, so we'll do that. We're going to try moving them up into the ships and see if they will load. Yes! Now the question, it looks like it is going to be good. Yeah, oh yeah. So we have a navy of 3 5th rates, and we have to cross their zone of control of their navy. What does their navy have again? A 5th rate, 2 6th rates, and a sloop. So I'm thinking, just to be safe, we take our newly healed 5th rates from here, because we have, what, one brig we don't need. That one still needs to be repaired. So we got 3 more we can bring up. So if I bring them up this way, go around this zone of control, yeah, we'll kind of move them right here, and then bring the other navy over. I believe this should merge okay because there's only one admiral and there's no extra armies. Sometimes there's issues merging ships, I've noticed, if there's more than one admiral, or if this navy was also carrying an army also. It's tough to merge when that happens, but we're able to merge just fine. Good. And that means we should be able to get to the port. I doubt, now that we have this kind of a navy, he's going to want to intercept us because we far outclass him at this point. So let's get in here and see if we can't kick this French army. I'm wondering, did I say British earlier? But anyway, let's kick this French army off our island. First of all, we can unload. We will unload everybody. In fact, we will take our full army, including the militia, to help us out. And let's go see if we can kick these French, these terrible French, with their surprise attack. And there we go. So we actually are chosen to lose on this particular meter bar, but to be quite honest, I have a feeling we only have 2608 in soldiers. They have 4064, but they are all apparently militia, other than the bot general. So they may outnumber us, but we by far outclass them. Plus, we have one piece of artillery. We have the pikemen, and we have cavalry along with their general. So we do outclass them. The only thing they do is outnumber us as far as muskets, but it's militia muskets, not line infantry muskets. So I think we're going to do just fine on this one. So let's get in there. I'll see you on the other side on the battlefield. Okay, let's see. Looks like their zone is right behind the city proper for the most part. So in order to make the best use of our artillery, we probably want to have it I'm guessing over on this side, because this gives us the most potential range. So let's set it up. Oh, I don't know the perfect spot. Who knows? Let's try right about here. Gives us a fair field of fire on this side, and then if they come through town, we'll still have some distance to pepper them once they get out of the cover of the building. So we'll try that route. Let me get my pikeman. I'm going to keep the pikeman just because if he didn't have any cavalry or he didn't have a general, I wouldn't worry about keeping him by the artillery. But since his cavalry could potentially rush us, that's what we're going to do. This cavalry, we're just going to park back here. Now let's do this. We're going to have... Yeah, we'll do these 2 infantry units on the left side of the artillery. This will at least be our initial setup. I'm going to take the militia to help support this short side here. And then the rest of our line infantry will string out on the right side of the artillery. Now my guess is they are going to have to charge us, just because if we don't, our artillery will just pepper them to death. So they're going to have no choice but to have to approach us. Let's go take a look and see where they start and see how accurate my prediction will be. Let's go. So they're mostly behind the city. Let's get this artillery. It looks like they're aiming over where I was going to anyway, right here. That's the closest unit. Once again, they're all militia. And the first salvo killed 1. Woohoo! We're off to a rousing start. So I think what I'm going to do is they're going to be advancing on us a little bit. I'm going to get a better sense on which direction they're advancing, how they're going to utilize and move their armies. And once I get that sense, we'll pick back up on the battle here and we'll decide if we're going to do some maneuvering of our own. So I'll see you back shortly. Alright, I seem to be getting a picture of how they're going to deal with this. So it looks like we have about 4 regiments here coming around on the left of the city towards our short side and our cannon. And it looks like the rest of the army is going around the right side of the city with this 1 unit coming through the interior. So I may move a little forward and see if we can't meet up with them. The rain has started pouring a little heavier than it did at the start of the battle. And I'm going to get my cavalry over on this side also, because it's been my experience that militia doesn't hold up well to cavalry charges. So cavalry is my out over here. I think I'm going to advance a little bit with the units on this side. We'll go into the forest to start meeting them this way. And I'm going to use my general as cavalry over here. I'll have to be very careful because, of course, it is my general. And then just because he's got, at least currently over this way somewhere, his general is roaming. But I'm going to keep my pikemen over here for the time being to protect the artillery pieces. And that's how we're going to address their advance. Right now we'll keep our artillery focused on this side. Obviously it'll be fine pivoting over here if it turns out we feel we need to. And as the armies close a little closer, we'll join the battle back. Okay, they're kind of adjusting their line a little bit. I'm wondering if they're noticing this exposed flank that I've given them over here. Kind of what it looks like. So I've retargeted my artillery over here, and actually they moved close enough to us to get some musket fire going. And we'll see if they continue to try to flank over here. And it looks like they're just about ready to force the attack on this side. Up, and we're getting them to shake and waver already. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to take our artillery back out this way, And I'm going to try a little charge with our general, give him a little experience, see if we can. If we can charge this side of his line, get him to run and stay out of range of their line, and that'll help protect this flank. In fact, just because of that, we may bring this cavalry down this way also, just for support, just in case. And good, they're moving so they won't be set up to fire upon us. And we are opening fire on them. Let's see if we can give a little jolt back here to these guys. Like I said, militia usually does not hold up well with cavalry attacks. But now I got to be careful because I don't want my general getting too close to their fire. So we're going to bring him back. We don't need just some stray bullet to wipe us out. In the meantime, we'll bring the other cavalry over to continue the assault, where I don't have a general to be as concerned about. And we have broken their line. So it looks like we're going to have a need as much as possible to wrap up the action on this left so we can support the right, because that's where they outnumber us. Although right now it's a little disorganized, their line, they readjusted it. Well, it's good to see him pulling back. Now it looks like our cavalry may be gaining some fire here, so maybe we just need to charge them into their line. And we target over here temporarily. Hopefully they don't get another too much volleys off against us. Right now we're sitting at 119, so our strength is maintaining okay. I'm going to pop some artillery back over here. Holding up with only a couple casualties so far, and we are doing the damage to them. As long as these lines do not reform, let's get out of here just due to it's getting a little busy over here. See if we can get out of here. In fact, time to charge over here, and it's time to bring our general in there to join them. And let's make sure our artillery pieces are shooting at the unit our cavalry is, a different unit than what our cavalry is going against. Ooh, they're closing for combat. That's one thing I forgot to check. They researched bayonets versus us. So there's been kind of a lot of melee combat going on. Let's pull cavalry out. In fact, let's pull general out. Come on, cavalry, get out of there. Yeah, we're taking some more losses than I would prefer. And I want to get our artillery back close up. As a matter of fact, I may just charge in some pikemen and then send our cavalry over to support our lines over here because we need help. They are closing. I'm guessing and I'm wondering that perhaps they have bayonet abilities that we have not researched yet. So if they have close combat abilities, it's time for us to bring our pikemen out. General's holding up okay. And their numbers are going down a lot in this melee battle. Question is, will our cavalry, we're already lost a quarter of our men in the cavalry unit, but we're getting them to break. And we're getting their numbers to go down. So That's the good news. We gotta get our pikemen over here before they get peppered with small arms fire. We gotta keep cannons going here. In fact, I am now gonna bring my militia back on my own because this side is secure. I feel we're struggling more on the interior. Okay, pikemen will do their job. How is the general holding up? Probably taking a few more losses than I would prefer at the moment. I'm going to charge in again because these militia are proving to be nasty. We're able to hold this regiment off, but the hand-to-hand is not what we're built for, which is a good thing. We're building the schools that we're building. Ooh, he's getting fire from over here and not enjoying it. So line infantry is getting peppered a little bit. So maybe what we need to do is bring them back just a tad before they break. Okay, and we broke our unit here, so let's get the pikemen to roll up their line and help out our cavalry. Now my general is down to 36, and I am getting nervous about my general. Okay, they're starting to show signs of breaking, though. And my other cavalry unit, we've really done the damage on their guys. Pikemen are doing a number 2. Now we have some more militia over here. I'm just going to keep the pikemen charging and breaking up this hand-to-hand combat. I am not enjoying having hand-to-hand combat without myself. Hey, General, get back here. I know you're having fun getting carried away here. Get our other cavalry going. We got to get our lines built back. General's bodyguard, it's time to take out his general. Get our pikemen over there. That is their strength, that is their ability. And let's see if we can't charge what remains of our cavalry over here. Oh, I'm charging our pikemen over. I wanted the pikemen to work on the general's bodyguard. Our cavalry to move out of here. And the enemy general has been killed. Let's provide cavalry back on this side. I mean the artillery back on this side. They're going to reform, it looks like, and come back for another charge. The general has died, and now we can bring our pikemen to bear. In fact, we can just charge in general over here to reform this line. We took a lot of casualties with that hand-to-hand combat. And now we got our militia over here too. Let's bring them in for some relief. Took a battering on the right side from all that militia because they closed hand-to-hand. I'm going to be curious to check afterwards. I'm going to try and remember to check. Okay, you are starting to waver, and now we're going to bring you up. And no, I don't like the where those cannon balls are falling. Oof, we broke. Unit of militia broke us. General's bodyguard, it might be time for you to help and turn the edge. The left is safe other than our broken unit. Oh, that's that's what it is. Our militia was left over here. I moved the wrong unit over to support on this side. I moved a full line. That's what didn't make sense to me. So I got to pay closer attention. We got a stubborn unit over here. Let's get over here to help out. This battle seems well in hand, and then all I really need to do is probably give a good charge in here. Militia could come back to help out also. With the general charging in, we are going to cease fire and let his charge try to turn the tide over here. And we broke him. And just to make sure they stay broken, we're going to keep the general's unit right on top of them. In fact, the battle just ended. That was the last unit to break and run the field. What we're going to do is I'm not going to chase them down here because I have a feeling there's not a lot of places where this army can run. And even if they do, we'll be able to enclose because there's only so much space on this island. So we'll end the battle right here. We lost 959, actually, unfortunately, a significant part of our army, all because they enclosed hand-to-hand. That's where they had an advantage on us, pure numbers. And we'll have to find out if they had the bayonet. I know I sure didn't. Oh boy, I know I sure didn't. And fortunately, without a place to retreat, we have defeated the army. So we're going to take our forces in here. Let's see what kind of healing we can do. We got 2955, and it's more than that to heal our army, so we're going to heal everybody we can right away. And then we're going to go ahead and continue, because we happen to have a ready-made fleet right here. So let's take our navy and come on over here and continue to push the French out of the Americas. And we now have an advantage over here. We're going against only one fifth rate against 6 of our own. 2 sixth rates, which, you know, that's no small potatoes either. But the sloop, oh well. Sorry, sloop. Let's get out there. I'll meet you on the high seas for the next battle. Alright, the wind is blowing across, so let's get ourselves lined up. And we'll just head over with the wind. Well, even if they're here, we won't be directly into the wind, but we'll have more wind. We'll be more into the wind than they will, so we'll do it that way. I'm going to start out leaving us on regular round shot, just because we so vastly outnumber them. We're going to just kind of see if we can't pepper them the old-fashioned naval battle way. And there they are. Let's head off in that direction. This is almost to the point where we have ourselves a fleet. When you get this many ships together, this is the closest we've had to a fleet in a while. The only difference is some of the coloring on the sides, otherwise they're all fifth rates. And we'll come back as we get a little closer to that French Navy. Okay, as we start to enclose closer to them, they're slowly trying to turn to be able to get broadsides and shots on us, so we're going to continue to cut over. We still have a little bit more wind, well, a lot of bit more wind than they do, so hopefully we can get to the point we want to get to faster than they do. And then, once we get past, we'll be able to turn up with the total strength of the wind and just have our line just pound them. Pound them, pound them, pound them. Looks like he may get a broadside back here on one of my second or third ships. Probably before I cross the T in front of him. In fact, let's see if we can hold off on firing here. Just so we don't accidentally fire at the first ship that comes in our line. Let's enclose, let's close, let's close. Now he's turning back. So he's giving us the bow. So as soon as we get the bow, we'll try and release our shots. And now it's time to turn and crank it over. Fifth rate trying to provide or pound us with as much round shot as he can to do some damage. As his fifth rate tries to turn upwind. We are not linked anymore. It is time to get ourselves over here so we can take advantage of our numbers. Now maybe at least with this ship we start focusing on a little chain shot. Keeping the other ships on round shot until we are able to enclose a bit more. Okay, he's coming into range of chain shot. The fifth rate is lone fifth rate. Let's see if we can take advantage of that. The rest of our vessels need to catch up in a hurry. Be nice to get a nice bow shot with chain shot. Come on, reload, you fool. There we go. And we lose a mast on the fifth rate. Enemy admiral has been killed. That is going to be an advantage for us. We're going to try and see if we can't thread the needle between these two sixth rates. And you're going to try threading the needle between these two. And you're going to try heading off the fifth rate. And it looks like we have taken out their sloop. We knew that wouldn't be too much of a problem. Although our fifth rate, our own fifth rate, is having its own hard time over here. And we got their fifth rate routing now. Try cutting them off at the pass. We have our own fifth rate that is surrendered here. Have to turn in to take on this sixth rate that's still not routing and strong as can be. This sixth rate is showing problems. So we got this last sixth rate over here. Surrendered on fire, surrendered, and surrendered. We got our own fifth rate, however. Ooh, the Admiral's flagship is going down. It is sinking. He got off by his own in the beginning of that battle, and he got peppered more than anybody else. Giving him a rear shot, that's not good. See if we can get our own rear shot coming up here. Convince him this battle's over. Chain shot on this next one, and then see if we can't get this other fifth rate past. Anchor, slow down. There's a big wicked blast of chain shot. We're going to keep you on this side. Try to get this other vessel getting on his other side. If he can catch up. We're going to get some more down in this direction. We outnumber them. I can't just focus on two of our ships. He seemed to be slowed. Our fifth rates seem to be able to capture or catch up to him at the moment. We got chain shot trying to get him going on both sides. We're almost caught up on this side, on the left. Got to be shaking having it come at them from both sides. We're going to change the longer range since we're slowly separating, and we'll continue with the chain shot on this side. The rest of our ships are slowly catching up, little by little. If we can keep some chain shot on him, that'll slow him down even more, little by little. Each round of chain shot that connects. Gotta be feeling battered by now, you'd think. The sails are in tatters. That was a lot of wood that just splintered, but the masts are still secure. And some other vessels that are about to enclose. Get into range. That is one tough little 6th rate, you know? He's starting to show signs of wavering. He is routing. Hull damage has him concerned. I feel a sense that we're about ready to wrap this puppy up. And there he is. Let's continue until he's surrendered. And we got him. All right, we captured. What have we captured? 5th rate. That's good. It'll replace the one we lost. We got a 6th rate. Another 6th rate. I thought his sloop sunk, but I guess we just demasted it. And hey, we'll take anything we can get right now. Anything we end up not using in our fleet can head over towards the trade nodes. Heroic death. Did we lose? I wasn't aware of that. So our admiral did pass on this one. Oh, that's probably because that 5th rate, the admiral's 5th rate sunk. We lost it, so he went down with his ship. That's why we lost him. So we're going to need a new admiral, but we do not have the funds for an admiral right now. And look at that, we do have the space and the range to go take on the New Spain Navy over there. This should be a piece of cake, even though we are all damaged. Since we all got to pretty much get to port afterward, we're going to go ahead and try to take him on, and then we'll see if we can reach any of our ports afterwards. I don't know. We don't really have the money at the moment to get them repaired right away, but let's get over here and take on the fleet. All right, the 5th rate Europa of the New Spain Navy. We're going to take it on. We have a high chance of taking them over. One thing, though, I am hesitant on any naval battles to auto-resolve, just because, as you see, I take that back. I lost a ship last time, but I don't lose as many ships as when I auto-resolve. When I auto-resolve, I may still win the battle, but I lose more ships than I would if I had just done it on my own. So bear with me. We are going to do a naval battle on this one to kind of wrap up the episode. 3 battles in 1. Even though this one's lopsided. But the goal here is if I can come out of this battle without losing a vessel, then I'll feel it's a success. So hang on. I'll see you on the high seas on the other side. All right, here we are. One thing I'll do as kind of the quote-unquote compromise is we are going to I'll try to highly edit this one, since it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that we will win the battle. And if we lose the battle, I won't do as much editing, so you can see how not to do it in the future for yourself. So the wind's blowing that way. We're going to take ourselves over to this corner with all our 5th rates. I'll keep my 6th rates together. And I will just kind of park the sloop in the background, not part of anything, because he ain't gonna do me any good as far as I'm concerned, especially a highly damaged one. So let's combine these here. See if we can combine these here. And we got ourselves a battle ahead of us, so let's get this going. There we go. We'll meet you over there once we enclose on these guys. Just a quick note, I'm going to convert both fleets to chain shot on this one. We're going for the capture to make up for the 5th rate that we lost, that I lost. Admiral ZigZag lost. See if we can't get an extra 5th rate back into our fleet. We're going to go heavy on the chain shot for both the 5th rates and the 6th rates. All right, we're starting to close on in. We're going to try and maneuver. The 6th rates have, as the slightly faster vessel, have gotten here first. He's trying to turn his broadside around to get shots on us. That is a long distance salvo, so hopefully, oof, a lot of sail hits. But we're gonna want to get in closer, not take such long range shots, and see if we can't take out his sails. I'm sure he's gonna get another little broadside in on us. Oh yeah. This is the first shot against this 6th rate, so hopefully our return fire will do just fine. Oof. Did that seem to pass through his sails to you, or what? In fact, we're closing really, really close. He's broadsiding us strong. He's hurting us strong. We're going to try demoralizing with some grape shot rounds. Ooh, if we last. You can waver, but don't break before you get that grape shot off. We're going to break apart. Come on, get those shots off. There we go. Send them a message. Sixth rate has got to break. Yeah, we're probably going to rout after that broadside. Oh, how about we surrender? So a surrender is fine as long as he doesn't sink. We do have to find a way to get the rest of our vessels up here and catch up with him. He's been outmaneuvering us so far. In fact, we'll have to get the round shot just to get some shots off on him. Now we're starting to close in where chain shot makes sense again. And he's once again keeping his distance from our other fleets, our 5th rates themselves. So he's managing to put it so he's one-on-one on our 6th rates. And that's doing him a lot of favors. So right now I am being outplayed by the AI. How does that make one feel? I'll tell you, not so good. And it's like our chain shot is just passing through, passing through, passing through. We're going to lose our 6th rate soon. Hopefully he can delay him for the rest of our 5th rates to catch up, so we can then finally start pounding him with vessels more his size. We definitely will give up. In fact, that broadside alone might have us give up because we're hurting on that side. 5th rates are almost there at last. Trying to take cover behind our 6th rate. In fact, it may be just because we're just out of range, I may slowly start changing everybody to round shot, and we're just going to have to pound them the old-fashioned way. We just are not maneuvering well enough to get close enough for the chain shot at the moment. If that should change, we can adapt and change ourselves. We're going to break apart from our line. We're close enough for chain shot here. Now we're starting to see some signs of hull damage, and there goes a mast. Now we're getting signs of wavering at last. And we got ourselves a close victory. All right, We didn't lose our 6th rates, although they did surrender, but we got them right back. And we did pick up at 5th rate, so we kind of made back the ship that we lost on the previous battle. Now, do we have range to get to port somewhere? Right over here, barely. We can just make it to port so we don't become a target for whatever else might be out there. And let's just see if we can get any of these vessels repaired at all. Now we can afford one of the 5th rates that's not the least damaged 5th rate can afford to get repaired. So we've kind of done the job over here. We don't have any money left to spend. What we have to start looking at is getting our fleet repaired for any retaliation. We also got to get this army healed back up. And then what else I'm going to do is try to look down here to see if we have the forces that can move on out. Now, what have we got here? We are repairing here. What I really could use is another... I'm not even repairing my lumber mill. Look at that. I didn't leave the funds to get ourselves repaired here either. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the army. They're trying to heal. But let's get them moving as they're trying to heal and recruit. So we can get as close as possible for hopefully next turn making a move over here. Ideally, it would have been nice to recruit one more bit of cavalry to help them out, because it looks like they have a garrison of 2. And I'm sure one of those is probably a mortar. We'll find out. Hang on, I'm going to take a quick look around the map and see if there's anything else I need to touch on before we move on here. All right, this is all I really noticed, and it's insignificant. But our preacher, who lost some zeal while recruiting, I don't blame him. He's already converted 47% of the population of this island. We're going to get him away from those tough miners that were responsible for him losing his zeal. Sorry if you're a miner, no offense intended. And head him over to the tea farm, tea plantation, see if he can do some converting and gain back some of his enthusiasm. That's really it. There's nothing else to do, but I'm going to hold off till next time to do another turn, because we've filled the episode with 2 naval battles and a land battle, and we'll probably have more next turn as we deal with the remnants of the Flanders battle, and we do have some healing to take place. And I'm sure the New Spain seems prone to be building a fleet one at a time, so we'll probably have to keep pace with them sending out their little fleet all the time. So we got a lot going on ahead of us. Ideally, we'll be able to react and bounce back against France, kick their presence out of the Caribbean, so we can refocus back on the money-making mines that we want to take from New Spain. So this is ZigZagZog signing off from southwestern Pennsylvania. I sure hope you enjoyed the episode. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of how we're doing or what we can do better. Why not? Give me your ideas on what we need to be doing here. Thanks so much for watching. I sure do appreciate it. Thanks.